It's 1 versus 2 for the 4A championship here at Target Center. The girls basketball championship is nearly here. Let's get to our team courtside for you. Clay Matvick and Andrea Lloyd-Curry.
Rod, a lot of people have called this St. Paul Central team the best team ever, but to really be the best team ever, you got to win a championship first. They're going to have to go through Minneapolis South. But no question, the best team in the Metro this year was Angel Robinson of the Minutemen.
Oh, she has just been incredible. She has electrified the audiences here at Target Center over the last couple of games. You see her turning numbers, the 44 points, 22 points per game, but look at her assists, 8 assists per game. She can dish the basketball.
And Tayler Hill was pretty good inside the Metro, too. In fact, led the Metro in scoring. She leads the South Tigers.
She's had 28 points in each of the games in the quarterfinals and semifinals. She is a young superstar, just a sophomore, but certainly from the point guard, she can light it up.
Just moments ago, Angel Robinson was named a Miss Basketball finalist. I think she can cement that award here with a good performance tonight.
Oh, you know, she's just been sensational, and I don't think that there's anybody in the state that can really compete with her at the point guard position. She does everything, and she leads this team exceptionally well.
The St. Paul Central Minutemen and the Tigers of Minneapolis South. It's the championship game in 4A, and it's coming up next.
It's almost game time here at Target Center. Central, South, all that and more at Target Center. Rod Simon's Leah B. Olson. And Leah, when we talk about this game, and so much is being said about Central, you know, the greatest team, all this, that, and the other thing. Right. Stranger things have happened. Upsets can happen.
Which is exactly why we play the game.
Right.
So absolutely right. But when I talked to Willie Taylor before the game for Central, he just said, you know what, we're approaching this game like we have every game this season. We're laid back. We want to come play our style. And he believes if they just do that, they'll get a win.
And you like the approach South is taking in this game.
I do too. South has put all of the pressure onto Central. When I talked to that coaching staff, they just said, listen, we don't have pressure on us. I guess they've been receiving calls from all over Minneapolis and St. Paul today because people like the underdog. They like the little guy. And that's what South is here tonight.
Both athletic teams both know each other very well. And South says we didn't play our best game when we played you the last time.
That's exactly right. Let's remember that Central beat South 83-64 in that last meeting. But this is a different South team. And when you're in the state championship, anything can happen.
If you have seatbelts at home, fasten them, because this one will be raucous in here and you'll hear it at home. Dave Giles is courtside with the introductions tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Target Center and to the 32nd annual Minnesota State High School Girls Basketball Tournament. This game is for the Class 4A State Championship, and it features the Section 3 champion, the Minutemen from St. Paul Central High School, and the Section 6 champion, the Tigers from Minneapolis South High School. Let's meet the starting lineups for this championship game. They will be introduced alternately, starting with St. Paul Central. At forward, 5'11" junior, number 30, Kiara Buford. At forward for Minneapolis South, a 5'10" sophomore, number 3, Tayler Hill. At forward for the Minuteman, a 5'10" junior, number 42, Megan Howard. At forward for the Tigers, a 5'9" sophomore, number 20, Gabrielle Roberts. At center for St. Paul Central, a 6'2" junior, number 34, Georgie Jones. At center for Minneapolis South, 5'11" senior, number 32, Hannah Cheese. At guard for the Minutemen, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Angel Robinson. At guard for the Tigers, 5'3" freshman, number 11, Taisha Smith. At guard for St. Paul Central, a 5'10" sophomore, number 21, Theairra Taylor. At guard for Minneapolis South, a 5'6" junior, number 13, Ephesia Holmes. The head coach of the St. Paul Central Minutemen is Willie Taylor. The assistant coaches Tom Gunderson and John Robinson. The head coach of the Minneapolis South Tigers is Emil Jihad. Assistant coaches Stephen Sutton and Brandy Moore. The officials for this Class 4A championship game are Tony Rodriguez, MJ Wagonson, and Jeff Wills.
Here we go in 4A, Minneapolis South and St. Paul Central. Before the game, hear from Ryan Kibbe.
Clay, you know, every state title game can be an emotional for young people, but especially the case for Minneapolis South's Ephesia Holmes. Her mother passed away this past December. You'll notice on their uniforms, they have the patch for Evelyn Holmes. This was a memoriam to her. The team they said, took the air out of the team the week after it happened, but Ephesia has rebounded. She has not missed one game the entire season. She even scored 28 points in the state semifinals. A very emotional night.
Yeah, no doubt, Ryan, and I'm sure Mom would be proud of the way that Fee has played here in the state championships. Minneapolis South in black and orange as you take a look at Fee Holmes coming out onto the court. St. Paul Central in white with red and black trim. Georgie Jones to take the tap for the Minutemen. And Hannah Cheese getting the start here tonight. She hasn't started here in the state tournament yet, but getting the start tonight. The senior going up against Jones, and the opening tap is controlled here by Central. Quick pass down low, and it's a good start here for the Minutemen as Theairra Taylor scores. Now here's Tayler Hill. Down to Holmes, and she has it blocked out of bounds from behind.
Both of these teams have excellent point guards, and here's the game plan.
Brought to you by Great Clips. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Yeah, St. Paul Central, they want to run for the trophy. They need to get out and run. They have to hit the offensive boards. Minneapolis South compete in the paint. They're undersized, and an emotional Ephesia. Ephesia's played out of her head. Incredible basketball in the tournament.
Off the turnover, Angel Robinson finishes.
And that's the kind of running we're talking about. And Angel Robinson can get it done defensively, anticipates really well, and then in the open floor, almost unstoppable.
Angel Robinson, 28 points in the semi, 16 in the quarters. She averages 16 a game. Arguably the state's best player, regardless of class. Knocked out of bounds. And the South Tigers will keep it here, and here's Ephesia Holmes to bring it in.
Central really pressuring South right now, double teaming when Ephesia touches the ball. They've been rather content to sit back in their matchup zone at times.
Ephesia Holmes on the baseline, throws it up, partially blocked, loose in the paint. Jump ball, and the arrow will keep it in the hands of the Tigers. The Tigers beat Champlain Park in an amazing game in the semifinals, and they beat Osseo in the quarterfinals. You got to wonder if South has enough left in the tank after that big victory over Champlain Park, especially since they're going up against best team in the state, St. Paul Central, 31-0 coming into tonight.
The good thing for the Tigers is the fact that they've played pretty much half-court games. They haven't really had to get out and run or defend transition.
Tayler Hill. Robinson running the floor. And Buford's shot doesn't go. Robinson, what a quick pass to Jones. And the foul.
We talk about Angel Robinson and her ability to pass the basketball. You see her just come off here, kind of come up, streak up, get the basketball, and she loves passing the ball to Georgia Jones, who has those great hands on the interior.
Robinson averaging almost 7 assists per game, had 12 in the quarterfinals alone, and that assist almost with her back to the basket. Here's Jones now in the tournament, 20 points. Missed that free throw, but nobody blocking out down low. Another try here for Robinson. The three is long and over the top of the backboard.
I think we're already seeing the athleticism that St. Paul Central has. Not that South doesn't have it, it's that just that Central has athleticism and height and depth, and that's going to wear possibly on South today.
It's a 6-0 lead early here for St. Paul Central. They're so quick. Taisha Smith does get it into the corner. Here's Gabby Roberts off the mark. Skying for the rebound there is Kiara Buford. And now she's fouled in the backcourt here by Roberts.
And I like the aggressiveness right now by Central. I love their game plan. Instead of sitting back and just letting South be content to run time off the clock, they've decided to come out and do a great job of trapping, double teaming, forcing South into shots maybe they don't want to take.
There's Emil Jihad in his 3rd year as head coach at South. Nice run here for Minneapolis South. Down to Eastview in the section championship, then the wins over Osseo and Champlain Park. Off the mark there for Taylor. Here comes Holmes, splitting the double team there in the back. Kicks it into the corner. Taisha Smith. Good rebound by Hannah Cheese. And talking with Coach Jihad before the game, saying, I'm going to start her tonight. I need a little more muscle against the Central team.
Well, they certainly need muscle against Central. He might need a bench full of muscle against Central because they go deep. They're strong.
Smith trying to work around Taylor on that baseline.
If you're watching Central right now and you're looking at Tayler Hill in black, number 3, Angel Robinson face guarding her, trying to not let her get the ball.
Hill is strong, and Jones with the rebound, but nobody there for the outlet pass. Holmes coming back, muscles her way, block shot by Jones. Robinson all alone. Wow, they make it look easy.
They certainly do, and Holmes going up on the offensive end to get her shot blocked. She's not used to that length, and then Central running the basketball. Boy, they are good in the open floor, and they can go on runs.
It's an 8-point lead. Boy, the shooting is not there right now for South. Angel Robinson, nice pass underneath Megan Howard, and she's fouled. So Howard will go to the line.
Again, just putting the pressure on South to get back in transition defense. And you've talked about the threes that are being taken by Minneapolis South, but how about the defense by Minneapolis South right there? That looked pretty good. That's a pretty nice block.
Megan Howard at the free throw line. Missed that shot as we get some substitutions for both sides. Takoya Hammock in there for Minneapolis South, as Georgie Jones, who's played exceptionally well here early on, comes out for the Central Minutemen. Also Taylor getting a break. Hammock with the rebound for South off 2 missed free throws by Megan Howard.
Minneapolis South going to their bench. Takoya Hammock doesn't normally play.
Traveling call here on Holmes. And we've got a timeout on the floor, but a great start for St. Paul Central. Angel Robinson and company with an 8-0 lead, 14:35 to go first half. Back at Target Center on St. Patrick's night. And this first half is brought to you by your appliance specialist, Warner Stellian. What a great start for the Minutemen of St. Paul Central, trying to win a state title. Their first since 1979. They're 31-0 coming into this one. They're out to an 8-0 lead. Angel Robinson has 4 of those 8 points. In the corner. That one's short. Off the mark there for Sienna West. Smith. Nice basket, and finally the first points of the game for Minneapolis South. And the steal, Tayler Hill. Couldn't get her own rebound.
Tayler Hill hasn't had very many touches here in the game as of yet.
Another turnover. Here comes Taisha Smith with Hill. Hill stops, pops, a little long. And Robinson clears the rebound. She's a good rebounder, too. She'll get you about 5 or 6 rebounds a game. That long shot kept alive by Howard. Here's Angel Robinson for 3, no good, and out of bounds. And South will get it back. What a torrid pace here early on.
A great job by South, I think, to come out and be a little bit more aggressive defensively to try to make things happen. It's just, you know what, Central is so big and they're getting back defensively. The South players, every time they shoot, it's contested.
Tayler Hill playing with some stitches in her mouth, no doubt. She took a elbow to the face last game. Off the turnover, Buford up and off. Got her own rebound, goes back up strong again, and nobody there. to contest her.
Kiara Buford, one of those amazingly talented kids. There's so many of them on St. Paul Central. 5'11", mobile, going to the University of Minnesota soon.
And early commitment to the U, just a junior. Tayler Hill, already 2,000 points in her career. South could use some now as they've fallen behind by 8. Ephesia Holmes will pull it back out. Survey the situation. Now she's on the move. That's partially blocked. Now they're going to call the foul on Sienna West. And so Holmes will go to the line here. Ephesia Holmes, 60% free throw shooter here in the state tournament.
Look at her numbers for the tournament. 39 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. She has just been so valuable. We keep talking about Tayler Hill being the superstar of this South team, but Ephesia Holmes has been supremely valuable.
She had 28 to go along with Hill's 28 in that Champlin Park victory, and they needed every point in that one. What a battle they had with Champlin. So Ephesia Holmes makes this a 6-point game. 10-4 our score. 13 minutes to play here in the first half. Andrea Lloyd-Curry and Clay Matvick here courtside. Glad to have you along for the 4A championship on Channel 45. Here's Robinson. Buford inside for Howard. Jumper goes.
Got your big girl that can step out there and knock down that 10-foot jumper. That can solve a lot of problems against pressure zone defense.
Howard with her first points. 5 players on the scoreboard already for Central. They're very deep. Going to wave this one off. Foul before the shot.
We saw the athleticism of Tayler Hill. We keep talking about Central being athletic, but Tayler Hill, just a sophomore, she's been talked about for a few years, and her ability to just break down defenses, get by defenses. That foul was called on the ground, and it's called on the ground. And
it's on Howard. It's her first, second on Central. Couple of chances there for South, knocked out of bounds, and this is going to go back to Central. All 5 starters have scored for St. Paul Central.
And that's just the type of team they have. Central has 5 starters that do a lot of things on the floor, offensively and defensively. Then they come off the bench with some more.
Pass knocked out of bounds. Gabby Roberts couldn't catch it. So Central will keep it. We're going to get some more substitutions here. We're going to see Abby Gust in the game for the first time. There is Theairra Taylor back in. Also Ebony Black in there now for St. Paul Central. She's got it now. Sets up for a 3. Off the mark. Holmes running it down. Has it poked away from behind. So Tigers will keep it.
And every time Ephesia Holmes touches the ball, she has 1 or 2 St. Paul Central players in pursuit of her.
Little handoff there for Gabby Roberts. Actually, no, that's Takoya Hammock. And Hammock with her first points in the state tournament.
And coming in early, Hammock, for some size on the inside. She's getting hurt, having to go out of the game.
And Hannah Cheese ready to check back in.
Seems like every time South attempts to go towards the basket, take a shot. This case, something really good happened. Ephesia Holmes did a nice job, I think. You know, Georgie Jones coming up right there, blocked her shot a couple of possessions ago, and smart decision to pass.
First, check that second foul on Ephesia Holmes. Coming back in is Cheese. And going out here is Gabby Roberts for South.
I was just laughing because Takoya Hammock turned around and ran towards the bench like she was going to be going out of the game when Cheese came in. You can tell she doesn't play very minutes.
Batted around and finally into the hands of Robinson. Look at that no-look pass to Georgie Jones, who's fouled.
Her no-look passes are absolutely incredible, but I have been so impressed with Georgie Jones's hands. She's always ready. You have to have somebody that's able to catch a pass when you make it, and really Angel Robinson's been blessed this year to play with so many talented players that are ready for her passes.
Strong there for Jones. The free throw shooting hasn't been great here for Central. They're 1 for 6 at the line.
Every time I see Georgie Jones, she reminds me of Delisha Milton, who plays in the WNBA. She has that same long body, and they call her D Nasty. And it just the name D Nasty comes to mind every time I see Georgie Jones, because she can do some damage out there.
Holmes coming away with it, can't get it to anybody. Now she finally does for Hill. Now Smith, little ball fake. Nice pass to Cheese across the lane, but she missed the shot. And now Ebony Black starts it back for Central. Robinson, nice spin at center court. Into the corner. And a foul going up is Taylor, so she'll get some shots here. And Central doing a good job here getting the South players in foul trouble, getting to the free throw line here with, still 11 minutes and change to go in the first half. They've been to the line a lot already.
Well, the big question when you're guarding Central is how do you slow them down? And I guess one of the ways to slow them down is foul and put them at the free throw line. Problem is, Minneapolis South doesn't have a deep bench. They can't afford to get in foul trouble. And while Central might be missing some shots right now, those fouls are going to add up for South and hurt them possibly later.
Biddy Johnson into the game now for Central, as Robinson's going to get a breather here. Central just 2 for 8 at the line. Here's the second free throw for Taylor. That one's good. And Central has a lead of 15-6 here with 11 minutes to play. Turned over. Hill had it taken away. Here comes Taylor again. Nice bounce pass, but stolen back. Picked off there by Jenny Hooley. Hooley, a normal starter for this team, but not getting the start tonight. Decided to go with Cheese instead.
She's so athletic and able to rebound really, really well. I think they need that extra muscle in the paint.
One too many hops there for Ephesia Holmes. Traveling called. Timeout on the floor. 10:36 to go. First half. 15-6. St. Paul Central. Are they the best team ever? Come back and find out. Time for our fan cam, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Handmade and Home Baked. And what a crowd here for the 4A championship.
I love that sign. Heaven must be missing an angel, because she is on the floor for St. Paul Central. Actually, she's not on the floor. She's on the bench right now, but certainly in the lineup for Central.
Yeah, she's been heard from already. She leads the floor with 5 points.
And a couple of flashy passes.
And a chance here to add to the lead for St. Paul Central. It's 15-6. Turnover. Here comes Hill back the other way for South. Fouled over the back. And it's going to be on Georgie Jones.
It's interesting to watch Tayler Hill as she plays in a game like this. She has just been stoic. I mean, her face, she never changes expression. When you watch her, she gets the steal right here. She's calm and cool under pressure, almost turns it over, but seems like nothing really rattles her. All the hype around her, nothing.
Actually, Biddy Johnson with the foul. And that's her first. Hill, first point of the game. It's got another free throw coming. And so far, Central's done a nice job controlling the top player for South.
Yeah, and I think really, for the most part, Tayler Hill's pretty content, letting her teammates do things, but she's really going to have to step up here over the course of this game and give points to Minneapolis South.
South is definitely in this game. Down 7 here, 10 minutes and 12 seconds to play. Hustling on defense. Oh, Ebony Black, offensive foul, you bet. She threw her elbow out.
South deserved to be rewarded after playing just really intense defense in that 2-1-2 zone, trapping, running all over the place.
There's Willie Taylor, the Central head coach. It's been a busy year for him. He's got the greatest team in Minnesota history, perhaps. He's had some issues to deal with. A lot of people have a problem with his team. There's a shot from Hill at the free throw line that goes down, and South's within 5 here. Johnson got it to Taylor, out into the corner. Ebony Black stops, goes strong, and Hill the rebound. South a chance to get within 2 with a three-pointer.
I don't think Central playing that well offensively. They have a pretty small lineup in there, and they're going to be subbing people back in, including Angel Robinson, to handle this pressure a little bit better.
Ephesia Holmes now. A ball fake.
Interesting matchup right there. Ephesia Holmes and Georgie Jones.
Marisha Anderson, a little miscommunication there with Hooley, and Anderson throws it out of bounds. Getting back to Willie Taylor and talking about his Central team, there are 4 transfers that he was blessed with this year, Andrea, and a lot of people had a problem with that, but they're all from St. Paul, right from in the school district.
Yeah, I think that it's a hot topic right now to talk about transfers, and obviously with the a new rule passed yesterday.
And Dave Stead will be joining us at halftime to talk to Rod Simons about that topic. That new rule, as you mentioned, Andrea, passing yesterday, and a lot of people in the state, they're happy about it. I think Willie Taylor has even said in the past he's for it.
Yeah, I think that it's been a big distraction this year, I'm sure, for St. Paul Central, and they've done a good job of handling all of that.
2-on-1 coming back for Central. Robinson. Unable to finish there, Buford. And the South Tigers coming back. Now Central's been cold here as of late. Holmes missed. Jones falling down, and she traveled.
Just watching Ephesia Holmes out there. If you haven't seen her play as of yet, then those shots may seem a little bit forced. The one she's taking, you watch her in the open floor here, only 5 feet 8 inches tall, if that, but she's been making those shots. In fact, there's another look at a shot as she penetrates to the middle of the lane. She's been making those shots over the course of this tournament and is really fearless going in there. The difference today, she's going up against some really great athletes on the interior, and with Georgie Jones anchoring that defense, has had her shot blocked a couple of times.
That foul on Taylor, her first. And Andrew, you're talking about Holmes. She made 11 of 20 field goal attempts against Champlain Park in the semi. She was really on fire, and Champlain Park had all they could handle with Hill and Holmes.
And Hill was very, very quiet early in the game, so it's not unusual to see Hill this quiet in a game. She's very, very patient. I would not say that Holmes is quiet, though. Holmes is the kind of player that you just saw a second ago. She'll put it on the floor from start of the game to the end of the game and take it right at you.
Well, Central had a 9-point lead at one point. It's just 3 now.
Great job by Minneapolis South to just stick with it, and a lot of missed free throws by Central. Inability to handle the pressure with Angel Robinson out.
Baseline pass to Howard. Throws it in for Jones. It's turned over. Here comes Hill. Dribbles through the pressure. And she'll pull it back out. Here's Holmes. Nobody on her. At the free throw line, you bet. Oh, no. It was halfway down and out. Boy, Central can run, but a little bit too far for Buford.
And just so many turnovers right now for St. Paul Central. 9 turnovers already in this game. I'm sure that Willie Taylor isn't happy about that. They're trying to push the tempo, but I'll tell you what, Minneapolis South, we talked about them needing to play emotionally today. They are playing right now with a great deal of emotion. Didn't get down, even though they were down 0-8 to start the game.
7.5 to play here, first half. Holmes in trouble, looking for help. Got it for Smith. Now Smith with some room to go to the basket. There's Gabby Roberts. Gabby Roberts makes this a 1-point game.
And just calm and cool under pressure. The guards for Minneapolis South right now doing a great job handling the double teams.
An 8-0 run for the Tigers. And Central needs a timeout.
Central does need a timeout, and our stats are updated now, so we know that they have 10 turnovers, and a lot of those coming in transition or against this really, really aggressive Minneapolis South trapping defense. But great job. Look at that. Split the defense, a little bit of a risky pass, but then attack. Once you get back by that first line, you want to attack the back line, and it's a 2-on-1 situation. Really nice job. Draw 2 people and kick it, and a good finish by Roberts.
The number 1 seed Central, the number 2 seed South. A lot of people talking before this tournament, can anybody beat Central? And a lot of people had the opinion that if South was on its game, best chance to upset Central would come from Minneapolis South. And so far, it's looking good for the Tigers.
That's why we have these 2 teams. We haven't talked about this, I don't think, today, but we have the number 1 and number 2 seeded teams here in the finals, in the 4A finals. So definitely everybody else thought, the coaches, that this would be a great matchup.
That one partially blocked. Georgie Jones now fouled underneath. And she'll go to the line trying to stop an 8-0 Tigers run. When's the last time that Central had someone rattle off 8 points in a row without a response?
Well, I certainly don't know, but I'm sure that Willie Taylor knows, and he's probably not very happy with his team right now, looking for somebody to really step up. And you can't just come out and think that it's going to be as easy as it was the first couple of minutes. You can't miss free throws, turn the ball over, and just think the team's going to go away.
And they're having a hard time at the line here tonight. 3 of 10 at the free throw stripe. And by the way, that foul was on Ephesia Holmes. That's number 2 on her.
Yikes.
And Jones got it. So we've got a 2-point game again here with a 7:11 to play in the first half. Taisha Smith. At 3-pointers off the mark for Hooley. And Central now trying to get some momentum back. Leading in, Angel Robinson. Boy, when they need an angel, they go to her, right?
And again, she shows just her array of skills out there, shooting the ball, passing, making big buckets.
We got an update on the Ephesia Holmes foul situation. She's actually got 3, so that's an issue for Coach Emil Jihad, the third-year man for the Tigers. His team playing with the best team in the state, potentially. 18-14 our score. 6:45 to go here in the first half. Minneapolis South was on an 8-0 run, but Central has stopped the bleeding. But the Tigers do have a little issue here. Ephesia Holmes is on the bench with 3 fouls. And there you see her. She picked up her 3rd personal moments ago. And also Hannah Cheese to her left has some ice on her shoulder. And she started the game here tonight. So 2 of the starters on the bench right now for South. That could be a factor.
And certainly trying to get back into this game and playing as hard as South has come at a cost.
Angel Robinson. Wow, she is so fun to watch. The little finger roll there got it to go down.
She has great ball control and great body control, and that allows her to do so many things against pressure.
So now it's back to a 6-point game. Central has led by as many as 9. Underneath, Gabby Roberts fouled off the missed shot. Roberts right there to grab it and fouled going up. She banged her head a little bit on the floor, but she appears to be okay.
And Gabby Roberts has played extremely hard here today in the game. 5 foot 10 inches tall on the inside. Not really a big scorer for Minneapolis South, but she's got in there with the big girls and got a couple of rebounds.
So Buford with the foul, it's her first. With the free throws, 6 for 6 for the Tigers. That's going to help in a game against Central, no doubt. Continue to be perfect. By the way, the last Central field goal before that Angel Robinson finger roll just a moment ago was at the 12:35 mark. So it had been a while before a field goal for Central. Roberts got them both. 4-point game again. The last time that South and Central met, Emil Jihad, the head coach for the Tigers, said it was just an old-fashioned butt kicking. This one thrown out of bounds. And South's going to get it back? No, it was, yes, it is going to be South's ball. There's Emil Jihad. He said that Central put us away early in that game. He expects his girls to be better here tonight, and so far they have been good early.
It looked like they were going to be put away early. Again, down by 8 points without scoring any in the first couple of minutes. Had to be a concern for the coach. His kids have fought back. Ephesia Holmes back in the game with 3 fouls, so not giving up at all.
Missed left. Buford. Outlet to Robinson. Nice jump back into the lane, and she had it stripped. Buford keeps it alive. Buford in the corner, sets up for 3. Short. And Roberts with the rebound. Now South's playing good defense. They're getting back.
They've done a really nice job in there with their pressure and a half-court defense and just scrambling to make something happen in the transition D.
Hill missed. And Hill's having a tough night from the field. 1 for 7. Black on the baseline. Looked like she got fouled, no whistle.
It looked like she put her head down and didn't know where she was going, and she ran right into the 6'2" hammock.
Hill steps back for three, short. And out of bounds, and a break here for Centrals. They're going to catch their breath before they bring it back up the court. And now Jihad wants a timeout. Emil Jihad with the timeout. This is a full timeout here for Minneapolis South, and we'll step aside as well. 5:12 to go here in the first half. Central getting a rub here from South. 4-point game. Well, Angel Robinson has 9 points to lead St. Paul Central. She's been extremely entertaining, especially passing the basketball. These are her 9 points, though.
And if you wonder why she's the all-time leading scorer in 4A basketball, in the history of 4A basketball, you can see the little tidbits of some of her moves over the year, all in this game. She has 2,368 points all-time, 9 tonight.
Metro Player of the Year, Angel Robinson, heading to Marquette after this year. Nice pass there to Ebony Black, and she finishes off the window.
Much more under control. Ebony Black comes off the bench and provides so many great things.
You talk about 2,000-point scorers. She's one as well, and she comes off the bench. That's how deep this team is. Holmes, jumper, rolls off. Underneath, Megan Howard fighting through everybody to pull that rebound down.
Ephesia Holmes trying to play a little bit of aggressive defense, but again having 3 fouls.
Hill. And she has it poked away from behind and stolen right back by West. Oh, that's hustle. Robinson, a little stutter step, got it down on the block. Howard, partially blocked, loose. And here comes Taisha Smith. Not very big, but she can hustle. This 5'6", the freshman. Going hard to the rack, blocked out of bounds.
What I love about Taisha Smith is just what you said. She is fearless. She will go at you. Great amount of hustle. Certainly undersized in that exchange right there.
These officials are letting them play, too.
Hey, they are letting them play, and I like that fact. Give the Lady Tigers a chance to go in there and be physical and try to make something happen against the big, bad St. Paul Central team. I think that's a good thing.
Holmes. Got it to go down, Ephesia Holmes. And you know what? When she starts to heat up, look out. And she's now got 6.
Yeah, and she's playing with 3 fouls right now, so that shows you how valuable she is to this team.
4-point game, Central. West, a 3 is off. Out of bounds, and again, rubbing the mouth. Tayler Hill, remember she was cut in the semifinals. She's got some issues with that upper lip again.
Tayler Hill at 5'11", doing a nice job of rebounding in the offside right there.
22-18 Central. South will keep it here. Full court pressure D by Central.
Well, I've been enjoying watching Angel Robinson guard Tayler Hill. You know, you talk about a senior that's the all-time leading scorer. Tayler Hill, a sophomore that is going to probably have a chance to possibly break that record in a couple of years. And fun to watch. Angel Robinson has been face guarding her much of the game.
Holmes fouled going to the basket. She's got a 1-and-1 count. And that is the 7th team foul on Central.
And Holmes just relentless in her desire, really, to get to the basket. Single-mindedness. It doesn't matter if you're a bunch taller than she is.
That is the 2nd on Kiara Buford. And now Georgie Jones back in the game. So is Taylor for Central. Howard takes a rest. And so does Buford. Buford sitting down with those two fouls. Willie Taylor, 9th-year head coach of Central. Played his college basketball at Minnesota Duluth. Robinson controls the miss. Head into the front court. Central up by 4. And a chance to go to the line here for Theairra Taylor.
Probably not a bad foul right there by South. Just a big size difference.
It's on Taisha Smith, her first. And the 8th on South. 3:20 to play. Just 25% from the free throw line here in the state tournament. But hits the free throw there. Got them both. Back to a 6-point game. Holmes drives. Got it to go. And they're going to call the offensive foul. That is number 4 on Holmes.
And they are going to call the offensive foul. Awfully risky to leave her in the game. And honestly, I didn't think she was going to get a foul and an offensive foul in this situation. I'm going to have to eat my words. But it just a little bit out of control, and some really nice defense right here by St. Paul Central. That is huge.
So Holmes is back on the bench next to the coaching staff with 4 fouls, and that could be a big factor in this game. Still 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Ebony Black, wow, that was a pretty shot. She hung in the air before she released that.
Extremely acrobatic, and again, coming off the bench, somebody that scored 2,000 points, has 1,000 rebounds, many skills.
Hammock, back up top for Hill. Boy, South needs a basket on this possession. Got to get things back under control. They've fallen behind here by 8. The biggest lead that Central's had here tonight, 9. Taisha Smith bounces off, and Georgie Jones back in the game using her big frame to pull that down. She's 6'1".
This is a time that Central could really go on a run.
Howard. That's Abby Gust missing everything. Roberts pulls it down. 2 minutes to play first half.
Tayler Hill really having to handle a lot of the ball handling responsibilities right now. Normally that is shared between Taylor and Holmes.
Poked away from behind by Taylor. And then Taylor trying to get up court and get that pass over her head. And South will get it right back.
Nice catch by the man at the table.
Brad Ryder doing the official stats on the other side. Nice play for Bradley.
Again, Tayler Hill having to take a little bit more of a leadership role than she normally does out there in the first half. Normally she's able to kind of sit back and not use up too much energy. She plays so many minutes that comes into...
Leading in, that's the Tayler Hill we know. She averages 28 on the season. And now Tayler Hill with 6 points.
Keeping South close right now. Need those points.
Oh, what a pass! Ebony Black, the beneficiary of a great pass from Angel Robinson.
Again, Angel Robinson putting the ball on the floor. There's nobody I've seen in the state that can do that like she does.
And the rebound for Jones. And now they're starting to get some momentum back here. It's an 8-point lead. No traveling call? No, they're going to call the carry. Here's that last pass from Robinson. Yeah. Robinson now with 4 assists.
Robinson's so good going to her left. Just whips the pass by her ear. And again, with a teammate that is ready for that kind of pass in Ebony Black.
See if South waits and tries for the last shot here. 47 seconds to go. 28-20.
I would say that Minneapolis South is probably pretty content with the fact that Central's only scored 28 points in this game.
Hill went for it, no good. Black again, ahead of everybody. Left hand, got it. It's a 10-point game. Just like that, it's double digits. Biggest lead of the game. Now the steal. Robinson drops it back. Oh, and pretty play, Taylor. Things getting out of hand here for South, and Jihad wants a timeout. 17.8 seconds to play in the first half, and just like that, it's a 12-point lead.
Emil Jihad having to play a couple of his players that don't normally play and not used to this pressure, and Central really able to go on a run, led by Angel Robinson, Ebony Black, Theairra Taylor getting in the mix of things there.
Don't forget, coming up at the half, Rod Simons, Leah B. Olson taking us through our halftime show, and Dave Stead from the Minnesota State High School League will be on for an interview you don't want to miss. Of course, that important rule on the transfer situation passed yesterday. Don't forget, next week, Minnesota State High School League Boys State Basketball Tournament coming your way on 45. It starts on Thursday, and it's only here on 45. Boy, that happened in a hurry. South was right there just before half.
South doesn't have very many people coming off of the bench. They have so little depth, and really putting players in right now, it's so difficult to play against Central with your best players, let alone players that don't see a lot of playing time, and Central really taking advantage of that. That young lady's just been sensational in the minutes she's been on the floor.
Well, there was an 8-0 run for South moments ago. That more than makes up for it. It leads to 12 now. Angel Robinson having a great game now. She's really turned it up. 9 points. She's seemingly got eyes on all parts of her head because she has made some incredible passes here in the first half. Hill having some pressure. She gets through it. 9 seconds on the clock. Takes it right to the basket. And she is fouled going to the rack.
It's an amazing inside-out move, splitting 2 defenders right there by Tayler Hill. Normally somebody has to do a crossover or something. Tayler Hill, great ball handling skills.
Second foul on Sienna West. So 1-and-1 here for Hill. Nobody in double figures in this game. That's because both teams are well balanced. 7 points now for Hill.
Again, another game though today that it's not a very high scoring game until the last couple of minutes for Central, where they've reeled off several baskets.
Off the miss, Black, baseball pass. Robinson around the double team easily. Another nice pass. Falling away just before the horn, but Taylor doesn't get it to go down, and that's it for the first half. It's a double-digit lead for Central, but it's been a close game. South playing them very well. They're down 11 at the half, but I think in all, Emil Jihad has to be happy with the way his Tigers have played.
Oh, I think he's probably very happy. I mean, at the 5-minute mark, it was only a 4-point game. One of his stars, Ephesia Holmes, goes to the bench with 4 fouls, so there's still the second half to play, though.
Well, Willie Taylor's the head coach of the Minutemen. He's with Ryan Kibbe.
Willie, just kind of characterizing the last minute or two. You guys went on a nice little run there, and you got their point guard in foul trouble.
Yeah, we went on a little run there, but we need to make our free throws. We need to keep the pressure on him and keep pushing the ball.
And I know coaches don't like turnovers either.
No, I don't like it myself, but I know he doesn't.
Characterize what you're going to say to your team at halftime.
Well, I'm going to say to keep the pressure on him. We want to keep the ball out of Taylor's hand. We don't want to leave her open for any threes, and want to just keep the pressure on them.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
All right. Good point, Ryan. They did get Ephesia Holmes in foul trouble. She's got 4, so they've got to like that. Central with an 11-point lead at the break.
We're back at the Class 4A Championship, and it's close. Central 32-21. You're on the McDonald's halftime show. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And delighted that you are with us. Happy St. Patrick's Night to you. Rod Simons, Leah B. Olson, and the Executive Director of the High School League, Dave Stead. Great to have you with us. It has been a very busy few weeks for you, not just the tournaments alone, but you've been handling some off-court issues that have to deal with the transfer rule. Bring us up to date after your last meeting yesterday.
Well, the meeting yesterday was with our representative assembly, and our assembly took a look at the transfer rule and voted unanimously to make a change whereby students who transferred would be ineligible at the varsity level for 1 year unless certain conditions and criteria were met.
One last question about the transfer rule. There has been some talk that legislators are going to get involved. I asked you earlier if the courts were going to get involved. Is this the last word on transfer rule, or are you not saying that yet?
I don't know if it would be or not. I would be hopeful that people would listen to what the schools had to say. The vote obviously was unanimous as far as our schools were concerned, and I think it's important that people recognize that as well.
Dave, the crowd here we have tonight, 2 cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and a lot of times when you have city teams in the state tournament, they don't bring in a lot of people, but tonight they do. Do you think part of that is because of the seeding, how you guys did that this year?
Well, I think the seeding had a big part of that. I just think the excitement of watching Minneapolis and St. Paul play again, and two quality basketball teams is important as well. But certainly the seeding when you're playing 1 and 2 makes a big difference as well.
All in all, are you happy with the way the tournament has played out in terms of attendance? I know the crowds have been very, very good in terms of demeanor and size. What is your take?
They have been. They've been great. I think they've been very respectful in large part for what took place as well. The officiating has been good. The kids have played extremely well, and I think that overall the atmosphere has just been very electric, and obviously tournament time, that's what we're looking for.
I got your note also to pass along to our weatherman to make sure the weather stays nice, because I know you're itching to get out on the golf course.
I am, and I can hardly wait to make sure I hit that first ball down the fairway.
We'll keep you posted on that.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're continuing. We still have a half to go for the 4A title. You're watching exclusive coverage on Channel 45. Welcome back to the McDonald's halftime show. Let's show you the highlights, starting with Minneapolis South, a team with nothing to lose.
That's exactly right. That's Tayler Hill, and she's playing pretty well in the first half, but South High is going to have to see a whole lot more of her in the second half if they want to pull this off.
I'm thinking St. Paul Central is kind of a hardware team tonight, like a faucet, turning it on and off.
I hear you on that one, and it starts right here with Angel Robinson. When I watch her play, she reminds me of a Magic Johnson, the way she works the floor, the way she passes it, and the way she takes it in. She keeps getting better and better.
But they're very streaky tonight. It's odd. Look at the field goal percentage. This game should be a lot different, a lot farther apart, 42% to 19% in terms of field goal percentage.
Well, first of all, St. Paul Central, they're always very streaky. They are a team of runs, so that is how they play. I do expect in the second half that they're probably going to start taking off a little bit more and more. And as I said before, for South, Tayler Hill has to get more involved.
Your 4A championship continues. We're at halftime where Central leads South. We'll continue in a moment. It's Central by 11 at halftime of the 4A championships. Let's get down on the floor. My 5 Eyewitness News sports colleague Ryan Kibbe standing by.
Thanks, Rod. Here with Emil Jihad. The message at halftime, I'm sure you weren't pleased with the 19% shooting and a point guard that's in foul trouble. But the good news is you're only 11 points behind. You're in this game.
Well, we can pick it up a notch. Anna Cheese is out right now. It doesn't look like she's going to play second half. Dislocated shoulder, whatever it is. So she's in a lot of pain. We just got to pick it up.
Ephesia, what do you do with that situation with her? You just let her go?
Well, we're going to roll the dice. You know, I'm not much of a gambler, but we're going to have to roll the dice and put her out there. And hopefully we can come out with something here.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ryan. They're going to roll the dice with Ephesia, and they can't roll the dice with Hannah Cheese because it appears that she doesn't have enough in her to come back with that shoulder injury.
Hannah Cheese injured earlier in the game, probably about 4 or 5 minutes into the game, just playing very, very hard. And she's got ice on her shoulder over on the bench right now, and we see Ephesia Holmes getting ready for the second half.
You're a little surprised that neither team has hit a three-pointer in this one?
We were looking at that, 0 for 7 for St. Paul Central, 0 for 6 for Minneapolis South. The shooting percentage is not good for South right now. They need Hill to step up and hopefully hit some buckets and roll in the dice. Hopefully they come up with some good numbers with Holmes.
Angel Robinson, there she is on the bench. She'll be coming out here in moments with her team. And Robinson in the first half led everybody with 9. And she had some beautiful passes in that first half, and she's been sparkling at times, but with that said, South has contained her enough to where they're in this game. You know what,
people talk about St. Paul Central being the best team of all time in girls high school basketball, and they did pretty well, I think, in the first half, but they have a scrappy Minneapolis South team to contend with for another 20 minutes, and I'd like to see them turn the heat up as well. I'd like to see Central come out and just play very, very aggressive in this half and prove to everybody that they really are the best team ever.
Well, Central will have it here to start. And it's Kiara Buford getting it in here for Robinson. Robinson, as we mentioned, a finalist for Miss Basketball. There's a 3 right off the bat for Kiara Buford here to start the second half.
Buford just stepping up there, nobody picking her up, and Central's players are too good at shooting to just leave them wide open.
That's her first three-pointer of the game, and Buford now with 5. Pass into the paint. There's Hill going up. And that is very nicely done by Tayler Hill, who was held to 7 points in the first half.
And it's so rare you really see Hill slash into the basket and somebody else finding her. It's usually the other way around.
Robinson again for Buford. There's Georgie Jones. Jones got the start tonight. Fairly quiet in the first half. There's her first points of the second half.
Georgie Jones, 6'2" on the interior. And really, South playing a really, really small lineup right now. She should go to town.
Three-point basket for Jenny Hooley. And Hooley matching her point total from the semifinals. Go back down to Jones. Boy, what a great start for both these teams shooting the ball.
And right now, South just doesn't have that height, I don't think, to be able to guard Central in so many different ways. But Central needs to come out here and guard South.
Ephesia Holmes playing with 4 fouls, misses her first free throw field goal attempt of the second half. This one almost picked off, and I got it. I got it right here. Yes, thank you very much. What an athlete.
You should have held it a little longer. You might have got on TV.
Yeah. That actually, I think I broke a rib.
Sub.
16 and a half to go here, second half, 39-26. That shot misses for Megan Howard. Going back up, didn't give up.
Yeah, in the paint right now, Central doing a nice job of taking advantage of their size.
Megan Howard, she averages 11 a game. Here's Ephesia Holmes. She's going to take a while to heat up, it looks like, here in the second half. Robinson running the floor. A little finger roll again. We saw that in the first half.
Yes, Angel Robinson has really come out and played hard the entire game here today. And you know, you said a second ago, Ephesia Holmes it's going to take her a while to heat up. She doesn't have a while to heat up.
And Hill going to the free throw line, trying to complete a three-point play. She is the first player for South in double figures.
Hill being really aggressive early in this game and fearless, really, of anybody. Great size at 5'11". Here you see Angel Robinson, equally good in the open floor, and just both point guards very, very aggressive. They're so willing to step up and make big plays. That's what I like about both of them.
Each player with 11. And it stays that way. Jones, another rebound. Jones now with 8 rebounds. Hill bringing it right back.
Tayler Hill chomping on that gum as she dribbles.
Up and under move for Tayler Hill. She's got 13 points. And South hanging in there.
Tayler Hill can multitask, obviously.
43-30, another turnover. Here comes Hill again. Has Taisha Smith with her. And she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
See, that's something I love about Tayler Hill right there. And you know what? She's making some really nice defensive plays that are allowing her to get out in the open floor, but so unselfish, giving the ball up there to Taisha Smith, 5'6". She's just chewing her gum, splitting the D, taking it all the way to the hoop, taking contact like it's nothing.
First foul on Theairra Buford. And Smith with the free throw. And you know what? South has done a nice job at the line. They're 10 of 13 at the free throw line. And especially early on in this game, that kept them right with Central, even though Central came out like a house of fire here tonight. They built an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, really the difference in that middle portion of the first half was the fact that South hit free throws and Central didn't.
Another steal. Hill again. This time she'll keep it. Scores! And there should have been maybe a foul there, but no whistle. Boy, they have been keeping those whistles in their pockets tonight. Robinson trying to answer back. Howard knocked out of bounds, and Central will keep it. But an 8-0 run here for South. It's been a game of runs, and Minneapolis South is staying with Central. It's back to a single-digit lead here for St. Paul Central. Tigers with an 8-0 run, and they're down 9 to St. Paul Central here. 14:50 to play second half. And the second half is brought to you by Touchstone Energy Cooperatives of Minnesota. The power of human connections. So that TV timeout coming at a good time there for Central. Yeah, try to stop an 8-0 run here for the Tigers.
Probably a good time for South as well, who gets a little bit of rest.
And out of bounds, the Tigers will get it back.
We were kind of hearing from across the court as Willie Taylor had his huddle over there during the timeout. He didn't seem very pleased with the way his team is playing. They really need to buckle down right here, take care of the basketball, and play some D.
Look at that move by Smith. Oh, missed the layup. Roberts got the rebound, throws it back up, can't hit it. Good defense down low by Central.
Yikes.
And a foul here in the backcourt. It's going to be on Tayler Hill. You know, South was down by 17 at one point. It looked like, uh-oh, here it goes. Central's off to the races. But they've got it back to single digits now. That foul on Hill is her second personal.
We've seen that with South, though. At times, it seems like there's no way they're going to come back. And they managed to kind of crawl back into the game and then make some big shots.
The Minutemen with the ball and the lead. 14:20 to play. Well, she thought about it, but Buford now drives. That's just a great basketball move.
It's a fantastic basketball move by a very athletic basketball player, making it simple. It was a very simple play to execute, and she did it.
In the corner, Hooley, a little ball fake. Now feeds Hill, charging the lane. Missed the shot. Robinson running the floor. Feeds Buford. Those are two Division I players right there.
And really, Angel Robinson has impeccable touch and timing when it comes to passing.
And Holmes, a little out of control, turns it over. Remember, she is playing with 4 fouls, but Jihad rolling the dice by keeping her out there.
Somebody that's not rolling the dice is Angel Robinson. You pretty much know what you're going to get when you put her on the floor. Just look how she handles the ball. And again, that timing, the touch, the ball, she reads when the defense is just about out of position and gives it up to her teammate.
Marisha Anderson checking back in here for South, who's got to be a little tired here because it's been an up-tempo game. As you see the points in the paint, Minutemen really starting to rack those up. Long-range shot here. And Robinson hits front iron. Nice job underneath, though, on the rebound by Ebony Black. She is 6 foot. And a turnover here as South can't get it up the floor with that defense bearing down on it.
And there's Ebony Black. We saw her for a second. She is a very nice player as well. And again, coming off the bench, that's the luxury that Central has. Have these really great basketball players, athletes, come out and play very hard.
Megan Howard missed one in close, but the rebound on the other side is Black again.
Black looks so much more under control here in the second half. In the first half, she was a little bit out of control, but I guess you take that when you have a player that comes in ready to play all the time and that's aggressive.
Just like that, it's a 17-point lead again, the biggest of the game equaled here for the Minutemen. They've got a chance to get even more here. Now Buford is fouled at midcourt by Smith.
Buford's taking a beating out there every time she touches the ball in the full court situation. In the backcourt, she seems to be getting hit.
51-34 Central. Just under 13 minutes to play. The average points per game for Central is 86. They're well on their way. Leaning in, Robinson draws the foul.
Gabby Roberts did a great job there. Help side defense and probably a little bit of a scouting report knowing that Robinson likes to go left.
Wow, they called an offensive foul there on Angel Robinson.
Oh, yes, yes, they did.
Huh. So that is the first on Angel Robinson. And a break there for South. They'll get it back as we get a substitution here. Sienna West back in the game now. Ephesia Holmes. Keep her at the point in foul trouble. Anderson sets it back up here for Hill.
I like the ball in the hands of Tayler Hill. She hasn't touched it for a few minutes, but she's been really hot here the second half.
Holmes, little fake. Pulls up. Wow, that's a pretty shot from right there.
It's a beautiful shot, and over the top of Kiara Buford, who's about 6 feet tall, with those long arms.
Holmes to steal a 3-on-1. She stops, pops, uses the glass. Got her own rebound. Blocked. Basically just taken away by Robinson. Look at her run. Dishes back. Buford fouled and hacked hard. I think that's going to be on Hill.
Hill just really competitive, not wanting to give anything up, and Buford once again.
Third personal on Hill.
It's a great defensive play right there, and Holmes just tentatively going up because she has 4 fouls, but nothing tentative about this young lady as she takes it to the basket and dishes it off again.
So Buford now in double digits with 10. There are 3 players for St. Paul Central in double digits. Black has 12, Robinson 11, and Buford now with 10. And another free throw coming. Back to a 17-point cushion, equaling the biggest lead of the night for St. Paul Central.
Boy,
and back in is Taylor.
Yeah, here's the difference is St. Paul Central subs people in, and they sub Taylor in and Jones in, and South comes in with their sub, giving somebody just a minute to breathe, and Gabby Roberts and Takoya Hammock comes into the game, who's played really, really limited minutes through the season and in the tournament.
Yeah, they are just so deep. We've got so many talented players just in the starting lineup, but you know, they go 6-7 deep with players that are going to be playing college basketball somewhere someday.
That's a luxury that Willie Taylor has had pretty much all year long. They've been beating teams by about 40 points a game.
Another foul here called on St. Paul Central. A couple of quick ones back to back. This one is going to go against West. And Central now with 5 team fouls. And the third there on West.
Have some popcorn. Enjoy the game.
She knew she was on TV. She was hamming it up. There's an issue here with the net. He had it fixed. Easy enough. All problems in life are that simple.
Hit the easy button.
Taisha Smith to trigger the inbounds play. Nobody guarding her there on the baseline. Still difficulty getting it in. And Buford takes it away. Robinson stops, pops, rolls it off the back iron, out of bounds. Who's got it? It's going to come back to South.
Central with so many horses. Again, they're so athletic and up-tempo. And we talked just a second ago, or I said just a second ago, they've been beating teams by an average of 40-plus points. They've had so many games in the 90s, just an incredible number of games where they score a lot of points. A superior team to every team in the state thus far.
St. Paul Central 31-0. South 29-2. If Central can win tonight, that'll be an all-time state record, 32-0. Good rebound, boy, and with authority there for Black.
I don't think Black does anything without authority. She just comes out, and that's her nature, aggressive play.
She's got 7 rebounds tonight to go along with 12 points. She could get a double-double here. Georgie Jones couldn't control it there down on the block. Just lost the handle out of bounds, so South will get it back.
And Central keeps the pressure on. They continue to press full court and make South have to handle that on an ongoing basis.
Traveling. That's the call. So just under 11 minutes to go here in the ballgame. Central has opened up a pretty good lead here, 53-36. But there's a lot of game left for Ephesia Holmes and the Tigers. The Class 4A title game here at Target Center in Minneapolis, 53-36. The Minutemen of St. Paul Central have gone undefeated to this point. Can they hang on here for another 11 minutes? And I guess hang on is the wrong word when it comes to Central. They've very seldom been behind this season. So they've got a comfortable lead right now of 17 points. The question is, does South have another comeback in their tank?
And a big comeback, really.
And it would be a big comeback, especially with their point guard with 4 fouls. Abby Gus back in the game here for Central. And the point guard turns it over. Robinson has it taken away by Anderson. Nice spin by Smith. Oh, rolls off. And Jones with the rebound. Taisha Smith, just a freshman. Has a pretty spin move down there. Unfortunately, she missed the layup. We get a foul back on this end here on South.
Ebony Black again going to the basket hard. You know what's scary looking at this lineup right now? As we see this spin move by Taisha Smith, just a freshman. I mean, she is so quick, small, certainly, but has a nice career ahead of her after this. What I was going to say is what's scary about this lineup for St. Paul Central one senior in the starting lineup.
I know it.
And that's Angel Robinson. A couple of seniors coming off the bench in Black and Johnson.
You know, talking to some of the coaches that have played Central this year, they think that, you know, all 5 of the starters and then Ebony Black as well could be Division I players. We already know Robinson's going to Marquette. Kiara Buford has committed to Minnesota, but the rest of the cast could also be D1 players. They could have as many as 6 or 7 on this team. Time will tell how many. It's a 12-2 run for Central. 55-36. This is the biggest lead for the Minutemen, 19 points now. South had crawled back to within 2 at one point. But then just like that, in a blink of an eye, it'll be an 8-0 or a 10-2 run. And Central's in charge again.
I think one of the problems right now for South is the fact that while Tayler Hill is getting open for shots, really, Ephesia Holmes hasn't been able to do much of anything in the second half because of those 4 fouls. She's very tentative offensively.
Well, she was punished that one time. She drove it into the lane, called for an offensive foul, and that's in the back of her mind right now. The next one, and she'll be done. Here comes Smith. Rolls it back to the key, now sets it up. Holmes watched by Taylor. And Taylor saying, come on, try me. Shot misses. Look at that reach by Jones. 3 on nobody, and blocked from behind by Smith. And there's going to be a foul on this play, and Robinson's hurt. Robinson a little slow to get up, and she's holding that right wrist, it appears.
Just a hard contest here by Smith, going up, very hard contest, but you know, going for the basketball right there. Not wanting to give anything easy to Central, and just landing hard on her right wrist as Angel Robinson, as she goes down, trying to catch herself.
Robinson will go to the free throw line with 11 points. She's been at the line just once tonight, and she's 1 for 2. Robinson, a 71% free throw shooter. If there's a weakness in her game, and I'm saying if, this might be it. You know, when she gets to college, I'm sure she would like to have a better free throw shooting percentage.
I'm sure that will come over time and with practice, and looks like she's been working on her passing skills quite a bit. Maybe she's doing that in her extra time instead of working on free throws.
West back in the game for Central. We have seen 9 players in the game for Central here tonight.
Taking a look at that hand of Angel Robinson's, just holding it, and not stopping her from getting back in the game, though.
I'm going to correct myself. 10 players in the game for Central, whereas it's been just about 7 or 8 deep for Minneapolis South. And like you said in the first half, wearing them down now.
Well, definitely, as far as quality of players, not to take anything away from South's effort, but Central has D1 players that are coming off the bench, D1 caliber players, and just takes a near perfect game to defeat a team like that.
There's Hooley open for a look in the paint, got it to go out the window. And South trying to hang in there here, under 9 minutes to go, 56-38. You know, when Central was playing early in the season, they beat the defending state champs Hopkins in a tournament, as that one is off the iron for Robinson, and there's Gabby Roberts fighting for the rebound. She's fouled by West. They beat the defending state champs, the Royals, and it was at that point that Willie Taylor and the girls said, you know what, we can win this whole thing. We've got something real special here, and they've rattled off 31 straight.
It's obviously great to be able to go up early in the season and test yourself against a team that year after year is so tough, like Hopkins. Hopkins again this year, very good. Didn't make it to the state tournament this year. They got beat by Eden Prairie, I believe, in sections. It was a tough win. They went to overtime. It was about,
yeah, incidentally, that's the closest game they've had all year.
And I think the score was 57-51 in overtime.
Their average spread since then has been 44 points.
They have had 14 games where they scored 90 points. That's just incredible. It shows you the firepower that Central has. Right now, the South Lady Tigers are doing their best to try to keep that under control.
16-point game right now. Gust across the timeline. Abby Gust, a 5'8" senior guard. Here's Robinson, another senior. And boy, is she smooth.
She is very smooth, and every time she touches the ball, she gets on the move, and you can just tell something good is going to happen.
Robinson now with 14. Black also with 14. Her points coming from off the bench. There's Ephesia Holmes, and she was quiet for a while. But now Ephesia Holmes in double digits. She's got 10.
Only her second field goal of this half.
Free throw line. It's Black again. And when you've got that kind of talent coming off your bench, you're going to be good.
And I think versatility, that's the thing with Central as well, is they have so many players that are long, tall, athletic.
From the corner, Ephesia Holmes starting to heat up here. 5 points the last 2 trips down the floor. That three-pointer for Ephesia Holmes. She's got 13 points. Her first three-point basket. Oh, a little touch shot. Ebony Black, 18 for her. Georgie Jones, she thought she had all ball, but she's called for the foul.
Angel Robinson weaving her way through traffic on this last play right here. You can see her going to look away to the right, and again, Ebony Black with those great hands and anticipation and athleticism, knowing it's coming.
Look at that pass right over the top of her head.
Great pass, great finish.
And Hammock comes back out as Anderson is in again. That's a look at Maresha Anderson. Smith doing a nice job at the free throw line tonight. Smith now with 6 points. Perfect 4 for 4 at the line.
She just races by everybody.
Holmes takes it back. Here's Hill. Smith all alone. Back to a 13-point game. South isn't done yet. Robinson feeds the corner. Ebony Black says, I'll take that shot. Thank you very much. No one blocking out Georgie Jones underneath, and she is fouled by Roberts.
Georgie Jones being incredibly active during the game, and you talked about it earlier, such great length on the interior. Kept her eye on that short shot.
Willie Taylor, always cool, calm, and collected. Kind of beat a sweat on that forehead.
No, but he's always focused as well. He's very demanding of the players that he has, and he's done a really great job with this group of players. I think they play very well together. They're unselfish, and he's pretty critical. You listen to him at halftime, you listen to him after games, and even though they may win by 20 or 30 or be up or be doing great things, he won't hesitate to say what's wrong.
Jones is looking at a double-double. That's her 9th point to go along with 12 rebounds. St. Paul Central on top by 14. There's still plenty of time on the clock. St. Paul Central with a 14-point lead with 5:46 to go. Here's our game summary.
The Minutemen, Black with 18, Robinson with 14, but it's been razzle-dazzle show for her today. For the Tigers, Hill's done well, Holmes has done well. They need more of those two here in the last 6:46.
If I were to ask you how many turnovers you think St. Paul Central has, what would you say? Don't look at the stat sheet.
Turnovers St. Paul Central has. I would say they had 11 or 12 in the first half, so maybe 18?
They've got 22 turnovers.
Yikes.
That's a lot of turnovers. But Central can afford that because of the talent they have. You know, they've got so much talent, so much depth. They can turn the ball over that many times. They can continue to push the floor, make mistakes, and still be okay.
And you know, when you have a team that pushes the basketball a lot, you actually, I think, have a little bit more leeway to turn the ball over. The first half, I thought Central was a little bit sloppy with the basketball. This second half, the turnovers have come a little bit more, I think, in the open floor. I just think their length, their ability to defend and rebound the basketball, not give up second shots, does so many things. Thanks for putting me on the spot. I was trying to peek over at the stat.
You did well. You were close. Now it's been an emotional time for Ephesia Holmes and her family here with the passing of her mother. She has done so well to help lead this South team to the state title game. And Ephesia Holmes has 15 points. Another steal. Here's Taisha Smith. Hill, the rebound. Another block by Robinson. Buford. Kiara Buford with the finish. And it's back to 14. Instead of being 10, it's 14. Just on one trip up the floor, one exchange.
It just seems like Angel Robinson is everywhere on the floor, has her hands in everything.
Wide open three for Hill. Not this time. Robinson just doesn't slow down. Here she's running again. What a pass! Jones!
Great sharing of the basketball. And again, Angel Robinson continues to push the ball up the floor, weave through the defense, who looks a little bit tired right now, find her teammates.
Traveling call here on Smith. And boy, now time's starting to run out here on the Tigers. They're going to get a couple of more substitutions in to give some of their starters a break as Hooley comes back in, and so does Hammock.
You always want, as a point guard, to go at the basket, and a little bit of a tip pass right there from Theairra Taylor to Georgie Jones. But an amazing little ball fake. And, you know, we were talking the other day about Central, that they needed to not be too fancy. One player that has the luxury of being fancy, though, is Angel Robinson.
Foul going up.
She's been good today.
Yeah, Kiara Buford will go to the free throw line here as another South foul. And she's going to get 2 shots here. That foul going against Hammock.
I just like her composure. I think Buford's done a nice job. She's been hit several times with fouls, fell to the floor a couple of times, and just hasn't got flustered.
Minneapolis South has called a timeout, a 30-second timeout called by Jamil Jihad. And it's an 18-point deficit for his Tigers with 5:31 to play. All right, here's our play of the game, brought to you by Touchstone Energy Cooperatives of Minnesota. We've seen a lot of these.
Did we need to guess if it was going to be Angel Robinson involved in this? It was an amazing pass, going to her left, faking to her left, and just finding the open player underneath. She has been sensational today.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the people who have worked so hard here on the state tournaments the last several weeks. Of course, we've got the boys tournament coming up this week, but 45 doing an outstanding job with the coverage here in Minneapolis at the Target Center.
Just a lot of long days and have to be put in week after week for you guys. I just have to suffer through it this week. Suffer like I mind suffering through a bunch of basketball. I'm a gym rat. What do I care?
Pretty soon a Hall of Fame gym rat again. Congratulations on that, to be inducted in Knoxville this coming summer. Another push underneath.
That foul's going to go on Ebony Black.
Now, how many state championships did you win as a high school player in your home state of Idaho?
2.
And what was the name of your high school?
Moscow High School.
And Moscow is the home of one of the universities out there.
It is. University of Idaho is in Moscow. Correct. A mile from the Washington border and 8 miles from Washington State University.
So you know what it's like to win a state championship. And in moments here, it appears that Central will be doing just that. And especially for someone like Angel Robinson to go out as a senior, as the Metro Player of the Year, maybe Miss Basketball. We'll find that out on Sunday. But the most important thing is the team award, which will be a state championship. What's that like?
It's incredibly rewarding. I think you work all year long, and if you're a competitor, you accept nothing less than playing great and not losing. And for a team to go undefeated, they have to feel a great amount of relief as well, because that is not just winning a championship as a test, but going undefeated is an ultimate test.
Actually, that Miss Basketball award will be announced in April. We made a mistake here. We thought it was this Sunday, but it's a Sunday in April, the 29th. The boys and girls Mr. and Miss Basketball will be announced on the same weekend. clarify that.
I will guarantee you one thing, though. I bet the kids don't go running up the state capitol steps to the theme of Rocky like I did in the 80s.
You did.
How bad is that?
And you just admitted that on TV.
I don't mind. We did it 2 years in a row. Whatever.
Buford. Her three-pointer is short. Here's Hill. Tayler Hill. She's going to wait here and now walk it into the front court. What a year for Tayler Hill. Ephesia Holmes had it partially blocked. Hill just not stopping hustling.
You know what a year for Tayler Hill, but what a great job defensively by Georgie Jones in this game.
Great week of basketball here at Target Center. Highest total since '98. 39,279 here at Target Center since Wednesday.
That is impressive. It has been so exciting to see the small towns come into Target Center and in full force, and here are the two big schools playing each other in the gym arena.
Oh, when you're talking high school, this is kind of a gym, big gym. And we get another substitution here. Knocked out of bounds. They continue to hustle.
Ephesia Holmes, 5'8", again, playing against Kiara Buford, 5'11". You look at those two side by side, and there's a good 6 inches of difference right there. But equally quick. Buford is just athletic, has shown that today.
.438. Taisha Smith is going to launch up a three. Clangs off and out of bounds. Hope to see the Central offense a little bit more here. There's Emil Jihad, and he's done a nice job with that team this year. This is just his 3rd year as head coach of South. I think Jihad's got to be proud of his girls.
Well, and the great thing about this team, and while there's still 4:25 left in the game, is all of his starters are back. Every single starter for Minneapolis South will be returning next year. Hannah Cheese, unfortunately, she's over on the bench still with that shoulder.
That hurt them here in this game. The fouls to Ephesia Holmes early. She had 4 in the first half. I think with 3 minutes to go in the first half, she picked up her 4th. And then Cheese being out with that shoulder injury didn't help South late in that first half because they had it close at times.
Well, they were certainly able to try to stay close and at times match Central punch for punch.
How about Holmes, though, playing the rest of the way here? She's still playing with 4 fouls. She's done a good job to keep away from that 5th. NBA 3 for Ephesia Holmes. And even in what appears to be a losing effort here tonight, Holmes still playing hard, and I'm sure she's thinking of her mom. Buford, a little bounce pass in the lane, kicked out of bounds. Central will keep it. We've got a timeout on the floor. 3:44 to play. Central 69-55 for South. Central moments away from a state title. One more reminder for you that next week, Channel 45 is going to be bringing you the Minnesota State Boys High School Basketball Tournament. Only on 45, your local sports powerhouse. She knows she's on TV. Come on, don't stop. She gets bashful when the lights come on.
Well, she looks up and it's that big screen up above the floor here. I think I'd be intimidated if I was up there.
.14 lead for Central.
Nice help.
Boy, South just no quits in these Tigers.
And I was just about to say and ask you a second ago, do you think South is done? 3:34, a huge lead for Central.
Tayler Hill not giving up. That shot doesn't go. Georgie Jones, good rebound. Black, what a spin move. Left hand, shot no good. Rebound, loose underneath, and there's Holmes again. Taisha Smith, foul going to the basket. And she's going to get 2 shots. To answer your question, I think that Central, every time they've been tested here tonight, whenever South gets within a few points, they just start running away again. They kick it into another gear. Most teams don't have that 2nd or 3rd gear, but Central does. So I got to think that Central, if they get pressured here late, they're just going to kick it in again.
It's probably a pretty good argument, but I've also seen South play a couple of times this week and been impressed with the fact that there isn't any quit in them. And while undersized and undermanned, somehow they find ways to get back into games.
And Taylor's going to go to the free throw line, an opportunity here for a three-point play.
I agree with you, though. I don't think they've faced a team yet in this tournament that has the ability to hurt them in transition when they make mistakes at the offensive end, and that's exactly what Central has done today. They've been able to run away with this game by running the basketball and passing the ball, sharing the ball, finishing on layups.
Well, now the arguments will start. Is this the best team to ever play Minnesota State high school basketball in the girls division? I mean, the argument is out there. It's been out there most of the season as Central has piled up win after win. And Smith is going to go back to the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
And I think that they will always be one of the greatest basketball teams ever to play. And I was fortunate to play for a great team that went undefeated in the NCAA tournament and won a national championship, and we're constantly compared to the teams of today in college basketball, and there's just no comparison. Unless you were to actually play, it's so difficult to compare a team from today to the team from when the Miller Twins played in Rochester to New York Mills when Janet Carvenden was there. Very, very difficult to compare.
Miller Twins, Coco and Kelly at Rochester Mayo. That was a 97 championship team, often called the best team to ever play. The Central team is going to make a great argument. Loose underneath, under 3 minutes to go, jump ball called, and South is going to keep it. 15-point lead for St. Paul Central. They are a team that averages 86. They're probably not going to get there tonight, but just an offensive juggernaut all season. Like you said, 14 times this year. Got to 90 points or more. Hill for three, well off. Baseball pass into the front court. Here's Taylor all alone. Hill getting back on defense, clobbers her. And we're going to get two shots coming here for Taylor.
I love sports. I mean, you can just go in there and clobber somebody like that, and you reach down and help them up, and it's all over.
Yeah, you can't do that out on the street, or you get arrested.
Well, it's just a good hard foul, and Tayler Hill going up here to contest the shot by Taylor, and reaches down and helps her up. That's great.
Well, think about how important that 8-0 run was to start this game for St. Paul Central. Really set the tone. And although South got right back in it, took that punch, and then got up off the canvas, it really did set the tone here that Central was going to win a championship here tonight.
Yeah, and you can only take so many punches when you're a team like South, again with the injuries, with the fouls.
Ephesia Holmes, another three for Holmes. And she's got 21 tonight.
Another great outing for Holmes, just playing with a lot of heart.
Kiara Buford. We've seen her do it with the left hand, that time with the right hand.
Just wanted to show us all of the ways that she can score. And again, Central just coming right back, able to score in transition, not having to work very hard.
And a block there by Taylor, but it was a pretty move by Smith to get free for a moment. Now she's got the steal. She is just a freshman.
Thanks.
And again, back to South. Roberts got the shot off. Out of bounds, and Central has it back with 1:52 to play. You know, I like the way she plays. She is just a ninth grader, but she is going to have a great career at Minneapolis South.
And she's averaged like 6 or 7 steals a game all year long for the South Lady Tigers, who haven't been able to score a whole lot today. They average 81 points as well a game, or in the 80s, I should say as well.
Our player of the game is brought to you by Century College. And we're going to be naming that player in just a moment here. Got a pretty good idea.
A lot of good players out there right now. Central has some people that have really done a nice job today. Buford was good. Georgie Jones was good. Black came off the bench, but that young lady right there has been sensational.
And there you go, Angel Robinson with 2 more points. This one goes out of bounds. And let's name our player of the game, brought to you by Century College. Century College, higher education and lower tuition. Angel Robinson tonight. Robinson 16 points, and they've got her down with 6 assists, but I think that's shorting her a couple.
6 rebounds, 6 assists, and some of those assists might seem like they should have counted for 2 because they were so beautiful. She's not that good. She can't get 2 assists for 1 just because they're good.
17-point game, 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. South is not going to foul here, and Central wants a timeout. And Willie Taylor calling the timeout here. What do you think he's got on his mind?
I just think that he wants his players to play in a certain way in his last minute, and might want to get some subs in. He's always been classy this year. Even when he was beating teams by a bunch of points, he never went over 100 on a team throughout the season, even though he had the firepower to do that. Probably taking a moment to maybe get a senior in or somebody that hasn't played.
Yeah, Shayla Johnson has just checked in. She is a senior, number 12. And that is a nice gesture for Willie Taylor. Robinson comes back out on the floor. I'm sure she wants to be on the floor for the final seconds here.
I don't think anybody like Angel Robinson, who's that big of a competitor, wants to ever be off the floor.
And here is Shayla Johnson. She almost got a 3 there. Georgie Jones, as she's been doing all night. Great job on the boards.
Just mopping things up in the middle.
Smith will step up. Nobody contests her. She'll knock down a 3. I'll say it again. That's not a 9th grader. She is cool.
She's had to be cool. She's had to play a lot of minutes this year.
And the Central fans are really enjoying this. In the end zone here, they're waving. They're waving goodbye to South. But I'll tell you what, Minneapolis South deserves a lot of credit. A great season, and they gave Central a game. A lot of people didn't think that Central would even get a game here in the state tournament, but they have. And there is Shayla Johnson getting on the scoreboard. 15 seconds to play. And there's 8 ticks left. Now a celebration is starting here on St. Patrick's night for the St. Paul Central Minutemen and Willie Taylor. And his Minutemen are going to set a state record tonight. 32 wins, no losses. And Angel Robinson comes out. What a career.
That is very nice to see.
There's Dad, the big hug. Are they the best team ever? You decide.
And you have to love the enthusiasm. I mean, it would be very easy for a team like Central, who was pretty much given the trophy before they even got here and has so many great players. It'd be easy for them to maybe not be very excited, but they're ecstatic with the win, showing a great deal of emotion.
Tears in the eyes of Angel Robinson, certainly tears of joy, and there is an emotional hug between her and Ephesia Holmes.
A lot of respect between these players. They've known each other for a while. What a great moment for Central, for their players. A moment that girls will never forget for the rest of their lives.
Again, congratulations to Minneapolis South. Great season, great game here tonight. Gave Central a game here in the title contest in 4A.
Minneapolis South is a team that has a great amount of heart, and all 5 starters coming back. You'll see them again as we see the coaches, the parents and assistant coaches and all of that hugging. And Angel Robinson with tears in her eyes, crying. Very, very emotional day for her.
The final score, 81-63. Central had 5 players in double figures. Buford with 19, Black with 18, Robinson with 16, Jones with 11, Taylor with 11. I mean, it's unbelievable how deep this team was. All right, let's go to public address announcer Dave Giles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to begin our award ceremony. At this time, we will present the 10-member Wells Fargo All-Tournament team chosen by the sports writers and sportscasters covering this tournament and by members of the Minnesota Girls Basketball Coaches Association. These students have distinguished themselves by their athletic excellence, leadership, team commitment, and exceptional sportsmanship. Presenting the trophies for the Wells Fargo All-Tournament Team Award at center court is Robert Burge. And now the 2007 Class 4A All-Tournament team. From Champlin Park, forward Jenny Tyson. From Champlin Park, guard Ashlyn Fuller. From Edina, forward Lauren Young. From Edina, guard Natalie Pastor. From Minneapolis South, guard Tayler Hill. From Minneapolis South, guard Ephesia Holmes. From St. Paul Central, guard Theairra Taylor. From St. Paul Central, guard Angel Robinson. From St. Paul Central, forward Kiara Buford. From St. Paul Central, center Georgie Jones.
As we see the all-tournament team being announced, no surprises on this team.
That is such a great list of girls basketball players. I'm telling you, things have changed a lot since I played, Rod. These players are so much better. When you see that list of girls, those are fantastic players.
A lot has been said about Angel Robinson, but let's give up a little bit of love for her teammates, because without them, there's no championship.
That's exactly right. Angel Robinson is actually even better than I had even anticipated. She is fabulous to watch, but they got it done with everybody.
Dave Giles is courtside for more.
Earlier today, the Class 4A fourth place trophy was awarded to Champlin Park High School. Bronze medals and the Class 4A third place trophy were awarded to Edina High School. Congratulations to those schools. Now let's meet and greet our second and first place teams. At this time, we would like to present the team trophies and medals. These awards will be presented by members of the Minnesota State High School League Board of Directors. They are Mark Weasley of Rochester and Becky Lure of North Branch. They will be assisted by Tournament Director Lisa Lissamore. Silver medals and the Class 4A second place trophy will be awarded to Minneapolis South High School. The silver medals will now be presented to each member of the team. Please step forward to receive your medal when your name is announced. Jessica Ulrich. Tayler Hill. Jenny Hooley. Taisha Smith. Ephesia Holmes. Gabrielle Roberts. Marisha Anderson. Saskia Nienhuis. Amy Miles. Hannah Cheese. Mallory Kramer. Takoya Hammock. Student manager Jasmine Scott. Assistant coach Stephen Sutton. Assistant coach Brandy Moore. Head coach Emil Jihad. And now will the captains of the Minneapolis South team please come forward to receive the Class 4A second place trophy. Congratulations to Minneapolis South High School, second place, Class 4A girls basketball for 2007. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2007 Minnesota State High School Class 4A girls basketball champion is St. Paul Central High School. The gold medals will now be presented to each team member. Please step forward to receive your medal when your name is announced. Maya Wahlberg. Diabre Johnson. Kiana Johnson. Angel Robinson. Shayla Johnson. Sienna West. Theairra Taylor. Ebony Black. Abby Gust. Kiara Buford. Samantha Robinson Ricks. Georgie Jones. Megan Tate. Megan Howard. Katavia Jones. Jasmine Conley. Keandria Cobbins. Student manager Anna Germanson. Student manager Tiffany Withers. Assistant coach Tom Gunderson. Assistant coach John Robinson. Head coach Willie Taylor. And now will the captains of the St. Paul Central team, the 2007 Minnesota State High School Class 4A Championship Girls Basketball team, come forward to receive your championship trophy.
Oh, they just missed pouring the good old Gatorade bucket on Coach. What do you think about that?
Really almost got drenched, but he outran his team.
A very, very happy pack of players from St. Paul Central. And facts be known, they've earned it with 32 straight wins.
This St. Paul Central team was actually better than I anticipated because they are so incredibly deep and so many people participated in this win. And I think that's what really makes them special, and that's why people have been saying over and over that it's the best team ever put together.
Well, we've updated that. It's 32-0, and we will continue with more live from Target Center. Those are your 4A champs on Channel 45. We're back, and there are new 4A champions, 81-63. St. Paul Central taking care of business. My 5 Eyewitness News sports colleague Ryan Kibbe is with the happiest man in the Twin Cities tonight. Take it away.
All right, Rod, we're rounding him up. First of all, the man of the hour, Willie Taylor. All of the hype, all of the expectations, the perfect season. I know it's cliche, but how does it feel?
Well, I'm happy, but I'm glad it's over. It was a tough, long, hard year, but it was a lot of fun to win the state championship.
Let's bring in Angel. Angel Robinson, your final game as a high school player. Describe the moment as you head off to college, a state champion.
Man, I was so happy. I wanted this so bad, and we finally got it. It took me 5 years again. I finally got it.
They gave you some sweat out there, though, tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I mean, they're a good team, but we came out ready to win.
Kiara Buford, come on in here. Got to ask you, next year, they're already going to be talking about this team. You're a junior, you're back. Your thoughts?
I think we could be just as good. I mean, we have younger players that need to step up, but basically we have 4 starters coming back, so.
Now that you've accomplished all that you needed to accomplish this year, what do you do next?
Work hard. Work hard during the summer. Get ready for next year.
All right, not going to Disney World?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe, all right. We'll send it back to you, Andrea.
All right, they're cutting down the nets. The St. Paul Central Minutemen cutting down. And what a great run for that team. A new record, 32-0 on the year. Congratulations to Fulda in Class A, Pipestone in 2A, Becker in 3A, and the Minutemen of St. Paul Central in 4A, and all the teams that competed here in Minneapolis over the last 4 days in the 2007 girls tournament. And we saw a lot of great basketball over the last 4 days.
And especially today, I thought it was very exciting. It was fun to watch Hancock give Fulda a little bit of a test. I mean, they're a spirited team. Those 2 games that we had that came down to the last 10 seconds in the middle with Pipestone, Albany, and Becker and De La Salle. And then tonight, just watching St. Paul Central play kind of to top everything off. What an excellent team. They play very well together, which is really, I think, a big compliment.
All right, are they the best team ever?
I don't know. You guys decide.
Well, you're the analyst. That's why I put you on the spot again.
Nope.
Because you're the expert. All right, Andrea, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction this summer in Knoxville, Tennessee. Andrea Lloyd Curry doing a great job on the analyst job here during the state tournament. I'm Clay Mathick. We're going to say goodbye, and we're not done yet. We're going to wrap it up at the desk when we come back. 81-63 Central.
With 17% off every